This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details. The Fan.
All right, welcome back to the Power Trip Morning Show. JK, one more segment with you or what?
Yes, sir.
Oh, big boy job. You got to get the big boy job.
Got to do it.
Chris texted us. He'll be right back. Probably going to the bathroom. Who knows? A lot of coconut water this morning in England.
Good for him. Hey, it's Hogs.
Oh, he's back. There he is. Okay.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I'm trying to. Apparently, for some reason, you guys are hearing my audio on the stream. I don't know what's going on, but they're saying I'm feeding back on the stream. I tried to restart it, but
on the radio, you sound 100% perfect. So
fantastic.
I don't know what's going on with the stream. All right, should we do the news?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Ben's over there in England. Chris is over there in England. Flash is here. John Creasel is here. We'll talk to Tom Pelissero in like an hour, mostly about Browns and Vikings, but we'll see. We'll go around the NFL. Lots to get to.
Are the Browns there yet, by the way?
Sure.
The Browns are there.
Oh, when did they get there? Do you know?
I believe they got here today.
You
got
said
here
that as if you're just joking. Sure. Yeah, sure.
No,
they're
yeah,
here.
they got here today, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey, presented by the 2026 IIHF World Junior Championship.
IIHF. I assume the H is hockey, the F is federation. One of the I's is international. IIHF. Ice, is it ice hockey? So it's International Ice Hockey Federation.
International
You got
Harvester.
it.
God, we got it.
Wow.
Nice.
Chris, the floor
Thank
is
you to
yours.
II. We appreciate it very, very much. Yes, I'm here with Ben Leber, and we're filing these reports. Goldfish that have been discarded in an Edina lake are now becoming food for Minnesota zoo animals.
They're not as good as Pepperidge Farm goldfish,
No,
which
nothing
are
is.
on the
Nothing
Hall of
is.
Fame. It's the Mount Rushmore of snacks, are just Pepperidge Farm goldfish.
So good.
10 out of 10.
Just
Yep.
couldn't disagree more.
Oh, my
What?
God.
You don't like
They're
them?
They're fine,
dude,
but they're
I can eat
boring.
an entire bag of those and not take a breath. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's,
Yeah,
So
they're
good.
outstanding.
that's my childhood, man. Just
Yeah.
crushing goldfish all day. Who cares?
Yeah.
But anyway, what were you saying about goldfish in a pond?
Initially tossed out by pet owners, the goldfish are pests, and they stir up the bottom of the lake, causing algae to bloom and the water to become cloudy. Instead of being left to rot, the thousands of goldfish are being fed to bears and otters and sea lions at the Minnesota Zoo.
See, pay it forward.
It's basically a death sentence. This is the first year of the program, and it's the first of its kind in the state. If the program proves to be successful, it could expand to other animals, including dogs and cats that are being found at... I'm just kidding. That's not true at all. Not true at all. To other zoos and wildlife centers. But yes, if you've left goldfish in a pond in Edina...
Not me. I didn't do that.
Not me.
All of our
So-
goldfish died in our house.
So this randomly happened.
Yeah.
They found goldfish in a pond and said, we have an idea here. Let's feed it to the animals
Yeah.
in the zoo?
That's exactly
Well,
right.
They're
feed it to
just
somebody.
koi, right?
Yeah,
Aren't
that's
they
all.
just carp?
That's right.
Essentially.
And don't they like get super big? 'Cause
Yeah.
They only fit the size of their dwelling. So
That's
if
right.
they are like a small little fish in a fishbowl and then released out to a pond, they can grow pretty big, right?
That's right. Yeah, you should see the ones in Lake Superior.
Wow. I didn't know they were in there.
That's like the Kraken, isn't
Yeah,
it?
they are. Yeah.
Wow.
Speaking of Lake Superior, registration for the Grandma's Marathon in Duluth is selling out in a record time. More than 90% of spots were filled up within 90 minutes of registration opening. A spokesperson from the race said this would be the 6th straight year of sellouts, and registrations are being taken up faster each year. The marquee race will be in Two Harbors, Minnesota, finish the 26.2 miles in Duluth Canal Park. We were there last year.
Yes, Chris, I'm not asking for me because I'm not doing
Sure.
this, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
right.
let's say somebody around my age, somewhere in their 40s, and they've never been a runner. How many months would it take to be marathon ready if you started today?
3 months.
Really, that fast?
That's it?
say
Oh,
six.
man, I was going to
I would
guess
say-
6.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on like the shape you start yourself in, but I would say a normal, every average person in 3 months. I ran 6 marathons. I was never in marathon shape, and that's why I had to have knee surgery. I'm not
Okay,
gonna lie.
Yeah.
two different
You know what I
timelines.
Yeah.
Corey's timeline, Sauce's timeline.
Ben, I thought we were friends. I got the show to play.
Well, as I told you, Ben, a couple of weeks ago, my little sprint in the rain back to my car after playing cards
Winded?
was not. No, it wasn't even about winded. It was just like my body was like, how do you run? Because I don't remember the last time I sprinted, right? Jogging, sure. Peloton, sure. But an actual sprint through the rain, I'm like, this is not normal. So it's not like you sprint in a marathon. You can jog it, but still. That running was so foreign to me, it would be like starting over.
Whole body hurt.
Louis is going to be able to run. Is it Louis?
Louis,
Louis.
My son,
Louis, I forgot his name. He's not famous enough. He's going to be running before I am.
Yeah, body hurt.
I would say, Corey, maybe 3 or 4 months. When does the sun expire?
Like 2 or 3 billion years?
I don't think Sauce is going to make it.
No, man. I'm out of shape.
I'm kidding, buddy. You'd be great. You wouldn't do it because you wouldn't want to, but you could do it. You're an athlete. There's an athlete inside you.
Hey, Hawks, Sunday is the Twin Cities Marathon. So
man.
You've done these 6 marathons. So think of the weather this Sunday. So your marathon training, the good news is you're finished, right? The last 4 weeks of your training, you're in the kind of, even though if you try to do morning runs, it's still fairly hot. The weather Sunday, 80 degrees. For a high. So probably morning temperature about 65. That's a hot marathon.
My wife and Kayla are doing the half marathon.
Really? Nice.
But my wife has to Uber because it's football Sunday. So, that
is too hot.
That's it,
and that's a great run, but that is just too hot. And the 10 milers is a great run as well. And good luck to everybody out there who's doing it. Take care of yourself. Drink some coconut water. Right, Ben?
Man.
And
I know. I need to get one of those.
You should.
To the Vikings on iHeartRadio. Hopefully advance
That's a great
to
point.
3-2.
We'll be playing while they're running.
Yep.
That's it.
That's right.
Which is why Mama's got to get an Uber back to the crib because I'm busy.
An 8:30 kickoff.
If you guys, you know what, we're running late, so I'll just throw this out there real quick. Do yourself a favor if you want, unless such things, if you're curious, I'll say this: read the new details about the guy who pretended to be a high school student in White Bear Lake.
Oh yeah.
He played football, right? Yeah, he did.
Insane.
Yeah. New
He
details
played
are emerging.
football when he enrolled, the older dude?
He did.
This last fall?
Yes.
Jeez.
Was he good?
Right now. Yeah.
Well, I have no idea.
So he played up in Forest Lake. I tried to confirm because I heard about this story before it kind of broke publicly. And I tried to research. He's not in like the team's program or anything, but he was on the initial roster. So something happened. I'm hoping that somebody like an actual reporter can kind of nail that down because I don't think he actually ever played a game, but he definitely was on the roster, which is, concerning enough, obviously.
How much do you blame Chad Powers?
This is the worst. Like I said yesterday, this is the worst marketing campaign ever for a TV show.
Chris, I don't think you were on the air the other day when we discussed this. Sauce has admitted he wants Chad Powers to be an epic failure. Not only does he think it looks bad, he wants it to fail.
No, that doesn't shock me.
You don't like Eli?
No, I just don't think it's a good concept.
Oh, I'm sorry, Scarton Scorsese.
So it's all over your restaurant, Core. Canes?
Yeah, Raising Canes. I know. I've seen the Glenn Powell collabs.
It looks good to me. I don't know.
Have you started it yet?
I didn't know it was out yet.
I think it came out. Did it come out yesterday?
Yeah, Tuesday.
Did it really?
Yesterday, yeah.
I'm busy, but I will watch it.
Terrible reviews?
The reviews are not good. But still, I asked Sauce, would he rather have Paul McCartney's show and not sell out or Chad Powers' show epically fail? And you said?
Well, at this point, I think both things can be true.
Yeah, but I said pick one.
Oh, yeah, Chad Powers fail epically.
But, man, you love checking empty seats.
Yeah, I'm going to look
right now. Don't know why you like that.
He loves it.
Rooting for other people to fail.
Because I have low self-esteem.
Even McCartney. Like, you don't hate the Beatles.
No.
Then why do you like when McCartney has empty seats?
No, I'm just fascinated when these huge acts come to town and they don't sell tickets.
I just got the confirmation, did not play varsity, but played some JV.
He played JV?
Whoa. He played JV as a 22-year-old?
From an inside source.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Greasy. Imagine just getting absolutely smoked by some 22-year-old.
That's humbling as hell. You're 22 and you're on the JV team.
JV?
Oh, that's awesome.
God. You know how he got caught? He was drinking beer in the parking lot. They said, wait a minute, you can't. And he showed his ID. They go, wait.
Exactly.
Actually, I did read a couple of different stories about some bad pictures he was sending to some people and things he shouldn't have been doing. I also read an account where he went to a party after a game and the players were like, get the hell out of here, you creep us out. So they knew something was up with this guy, you know? So, yeah, there's more to come on that, I believe.
Lock him up.
So that's the news.
Yeah. JV is crazy.
The players should have figured out when this dude was renting a car.
Well played.
All right. Flash, thanks
Guys,
for your
see you
time.
later.
John Creasel, thanks for your
Flash.
time as
See you
well.
guys.
Bye.
Go to my website, johncreasel.com. Book me for a speaking engagement 2026. Love you guys. Go Vikings.
All right, man.
Bye.
All right, Ben, you got to go as well, or are you sticking around?
No, I can stick around.
Okay, you're sticking around. Sauce, you're going to walk us through sports after
Yes,
this.
sir.
Chris and Ben are in England. We'll talk to Tom Pelissero 1 hour from now. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
Time now for the Vikings Report, presented by Hy-Vee, the official grocery partner of the Minnesota Vikings. Linebacker Jonathan Grenard joins the Power Trip next, thanks to Hy-Vee.
Comedian Kelsey Cook is bringing a night of laughs to the Fitzgerald Theater this Saturday, and we have your tickets in to the show. Be caller number 11 right now at 1-800-320-5326. Want a pair of tickets to the Late Show this Saturday? Call now.
All right, welcome back. Sauce, we're going to get to sports. You want to tell Ben and Chris what's going on in the world? They're on the other side of the planet. They don't know what's going on.
They
We don't know
don't?
what's up.
No.
No, they
hell's
don't
going on?
read.
No, what happened over
What
there?
is going on, dude?
We only care about what's happening
It's
over
time for
guys
Fan
okay?
5 on the Power Trip, presented by All Around, your TimberTech deck building contractor.
We'll talk more about it, but the Vikings battle the Browns on Sunday. That's why Hogs Daddy and Ben are over in London. The pregame is at 6:30 a.m. Kickoff at 8:30. Hawk and I will be on at 7:15. Your
7:15.
Vikings are now a 4.5-point favorite, mostly because the Browns are going to start a rookie in Dylan Gabriel, a third-round pick. And Myles Garrett did not practice yesterday due to an ankle injury.
Ooh.
That's a big
your
impact.
thoughts?
Yeah, I bet you he's going to play. I wouldn't worry about that. I feel like that's even one of those is like vet day off sort of things. I mean, the way that he played last week, holy cow. The guy's just a monster. Now, I would love it if he didn't play. That'd be huge. But I believe, what is his name? Malik Collins. He's awfully good on the inside as well. So you have to watch out. Their whole defensive, their front four is legit.
How about the kid from Michigan, Ben? Mason Graham.
Is it Mason
How
Graham?
good is
Yeah.
he?
He's very good as well. Like he fits into that role perfectly. And I think obviously when you have a guy like Myles Garrett out there that you're in the same room with and you get to see every day and just kind of like watch to see how to become a pro and to be the most disruptive player, just let him watch. He's going to be a really good player. I mean, there's a reason why they don't blitz much. There's a reason why they just let those four guys go. And, you know, they include some movement and stuff, but they really just want the back seven to play ball. I mean, obviously the biggest news, though, is Dylan Gabriel. And I do think, you know, I do want to caution everybody because, you know, you might think that, oh, wow, his first start, like we got this thing in the bag against B-Flow's defense. Well, the thing is, we only know what we know from college. Right? We have not seen him play, you know, outside of the preseason. We haven't seen him play in a regular season game, especially with the whole week of preparation in a different game plan than what Joe Flacco is, just because of the athleticism. And if you go back and look at his college days, the dude can run. I mean, yes, he's a pocket passer. Yes, he wants to get the ball out pretty quickly, but don't sleep on his arm. I mean, when he has time and he wants to launch a deep ball, he can throw a deep ball with accuracy. He may not be the guy that throws an 18-yard in-cutting route that's like on a laser beam tightrope sort of throw. That's not really his arm strength, but he's got the arm strength to get it down the field on a 50-50 ball. The thing is, he ran quite a bit. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me with Judkins knowing what college's offenses are like. We might see more RPO. We might see more of that college look, and we might see more designated quarterback run game out of those looks, especially in the red zone, because that's what they did at Oregon.
How does our defense match up against that, though?
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's the thing. I think that's why I caution everybody. I know a lot of people are licking their lips like, oh, yeah, here we go. We got a rookie quarterback out there. We're going to light this kid up. Yeah, maybe. But we haven't seen a runner quite like this. You know, Penix is not built like that. He can run. He's not necessarily built like that for actual intentional purposes. And the same thing with Caleb Williams. Caleb was a scrambler. He was really elusive and really hard to get down. But they didn't have as much like quarterback built-in run game with him. This will be the biggest test from a pure dual threat quarterback that we've seen so far.
Is he, and be ready, Corey, is he really 5'10"?
I believe so.
That's a huge bitch.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
he's
you're
not
welcome.
actually. He's the
Not
exact
actually.
opposite of that,
Not
yeah.
actually. No.
I did. I was reading you guys the stats yesterday about how he holds the record for touchdown passes in college football. All those records he had, but he did play 6 years in college football. No, he did.
He did. No, I know. Yeah. When Oregon was his third team, I think.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, obviously, he's done some spectacular things, but he played a long time in college football. As we said yesterday, he's the Parker Fox of college football.
Brilliant.
That said, what is our offensive line going to look like, do you think, as of right now?
I mean, it's going to be a little bit of a hot mess.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we're thankful that Darisaw is going to be in there. Mm-hmm. We know that we're not going to have a left guard, so we don't know what that's going to look like, considering all the other injuries. Who's going to start at center? I can't imagine that Kelly's going to be back. I mean, this is his second concussion in such a short season. And then, we have an MCL sprain with Brian O'Neill.
Yeah.
So I don't know, if it's going to be Rouse at tackle or they're going to put School at tackle. All I know is they'll probably take the same game plan that they had last week when Brian went down, and they'll have a lot of extra help out there. Yeah. I think Hawkinson was lined up in his sidecar next to the right tackle virtually every play.
And we have C.J. Ham back. That will help.
And we have C.J. Ham back, which is great. Yeah.
Hey, back to the concussions for a second and Ryan Kelly. We had Kelsey Cook on yesterday, and she mentioned that her and Chad Daniels a couple of weeks ago got into a car accident, and she dealt with a minor concussion the last couple of weeks.
Goodness.
And she's been trying to get extra sleep because she doesn't want to forget her jokes for her special on Saturday. And all I could think is, wow, this is a gal that's not in 2 days worried about 350-pound people trucking her.
Yeah.
She's going to do jokes and she has to worry about a concussion. I just can't imagine what Ryan Kelly with 2 concussions in 3 weeks?
3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
And now you're talking about that giant front of the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
And you're going, man, how can you possibly do this? But again, I'm not a doctor. I have no idea what I'm talking about. It just sounds like that's a formula for disaster, but we'll see. I don't know. I'd be surprised, but I don't know. Like you said, Ben, what's the plan if he doesn't play? Because isn't Juergens also on the injury report with a hamstring issue or something?
Yep.
And I would say he doesn't play either.
So what the hell are we doing at center?
I don't know. I don't know if they really loved Huber. I don't know if he can make the calls. That's the other thing is Huber is body type is maybe built more for center, but I don't know if mentally he knows how to make the calls. That's a really hard thing against this front. Now, it's actually not a bad front to get ready for because it's going to be just a lot of 4-man rush. I mean, they will blitz. And they do blitz from depth, and it is a little tricky, and I understand all that stuff. But it's not I don't think that their defensive front is going to look like Chicago's did in the first game of the season, where you see a lot of guys mugging the line of scrimmage, and they're either rushing or they're dropping out. They're bluff bailing, or they're actually bluffing and rushing. So those are trickier situations as a center because now you really have to just I'm just going to declare which guy is going to be the mic, and then at that point in time we're going to set everything, and everything changes. Then I guess, if we have time, we'll change, but you don't always get a chance to do that. And I think with this front, because they don't move so much pre-snap, it's not a bad week to break somebody else in. I just don't know if Huber is going to be that type of guy.
I do believe in 20 minutes, I think they start practice, I believe Huber will be your center. I think he'll be learning to be making those calls as we speak.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, and then the other thing is, they could, depending on how they feel about it, they could take some of that away from him. Now that if we think that Wentz is going to be the quarterback again, which it sounds like all direction is seems like he's going to start again. They're going to give McCarthy another week off with his ankle injury. Then sometimes the quarterbacks are the ones that ultimately make that decision. There might be a preliminary point out, and there's a protection that's set. But if the quarterback feels something that differently, he can override what the center is thinking. So they might put more on him because he's a vet, and he would understand the blocking scheme's a little bit better than a rookie.
What about that guard? I mean, the kid. He's new to us, but he's a veteran.
The one that they just picked up?
No, I'm sorry. The Freeze.
Fries.
Oh, yeah, Fries.
Fries, yeah. Sorry.
Fries.
Mr. Freeze is what I call him. We're buddies.
Yeah.
As far as him making the calls?
Yeah, right.
He could. It's not necessarily something that typically happens, with a guard. Guards don't usually make those calls. It's funny how just sliding over one position can kind of like alter the communication style. So I don't know. I don't think that they go for that route. I could see, they're still going to lean on whoever the center is going to be, and then maybe a little bit more on Carson Wentz.
We're watching Fox 9 here. Jim's back out in the practice field. I never thought about the idea that they have to build a practice field of NFL regulation. That's crazy. They got
wow.
Look around it. Can you see the outskirts of it? How beautiful it is surrounding
beautiful.
it. It's picturesque as hell.
Field of Dreams football edition.
Yeah, it really
That's
is.
sweet. Crazy.
Yeah.
Hanbury Manor.
You can't believe it, man. You literally can't believe the history of this place and the entire. I sent you guys, I think, in the Power Trip chat, the picture I took of the sign that said, "We've been here for 9,000 years" on that little town we walked to. It's unreal how old this place is.
Yeah, it's a pretty good view there. That looks pretty nice. Good for Jim Rich and you guys.
Yeah.
And
He and Ben and I are looking at each other right now.
Oh.
yeah, well, pretty good
Yeah,
view.
I got a pretty good view.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
thanks,
pretty
bud.
good, man.
Appreciate you saying.
Yeah.
I've been working on it.
Sometimes I feel ancient, like 9,000 years old.
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah, you need Boniva for bone strength. Sally Field has been telling me about it forever.
I'd like to be regular, too. Is there anything I can do to be regular?
That's Activia. That's what Jamie Lee Curtis slings.
I need something for my Peyronie's disease.
You really do, by the way. He had to stand around the corner to show me his junk last night.
Sauce, what do you use? What could Ben use?
Peyronie's disease?
Sure.
I don't have Peyronie's disease.
Well, because you've been cured. What did you use, though?
I used Tough Actin Tenactin.
That doesn't
I don't
work
think
at all,
that's
bud.
right.
You're spraying the wrong thing.
Oh, whoops.
You got
Well, it
athlete's
worked.
wiener.
It worked.
Listen,
Didn't John Madden? Didn't
Yes.
he?
Boom!
Yeah, he
Boom!
was
Tough
He
acting
was the
Tenactin.
tough acting.
Yeah.
Yep. It was awesome.
we should break.
All right, let's do. We just did Vikings news, but we'll do Vikings
We'll do
news
it
when we come
again.
back. Sure. Chris and Ben are in England. Why wouldn't we talk a little bit more about the Minnesota Vikings? Lots to get to with Ben and Chris after this Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
The Fan.
Vegas, baby. The Power Trip is headed back to Sin City October 23rd through the 26th. Fly how you want, stay where you want. It's Vegas your way. But just be sure to party with us at Tom's Watch Bar. We got a live broadcast, got a couple of football watch parties, your trip, your rules, but with the Power Trip, KFAN.com/Vegas.
All right, welcome back to the Power Trip Morning Show. Tomorrow, Alicia Lewis of Carol Evans going to play initials. She'll be here. We haven't seen her in a while. She had a baby or something, so she couldn't be a part of the tournament this summer. It's like, okay, lots of people have had babies.
Yeah.
No, but she'll be on tomorrow. She's awesome. $100,500 up for grabs. Just a little over $100K. No big deal. At 8:15 tomorrow. That'll be cool.
That'd be cool.
That'll be cool.
That'll be super fun.
But between right now and then, lots to talk about, lots to do, including napping. But that's later. Right now, let's talk to Ben and Chris. It's technically time for Vikings news.
It's time for Vikings news on the Power Trip, presented by
Radco, your truck accessories pro.
Did Ben leave? Did he just get the hell out of here?
Hey, he's sitting right there talking to Jim Rich right now.
Oh, must be
He's going
nice.
to walk back over here in just a second. Yeah.
All right, cool.
He's doing research for you guys. He wants to know what's going on, and so he couldn't
getting
wait
the
another
scuttlebutt?
second. He's getting the scuttlebutt. He's getting some butt.
Wow.
Did you get some butt, dude?
Do you guys feel better or worse about this week compared to last week against the Steelers? Because a lot of us thought we were going to beat the Steelers, and until the fourth quarter, this team couldn't get anything going. Do we feel better or worse this week?
I feel better about it.
Because it's Dylan Gabriel?
I
Because
think it's
a
that.
desperate team?
I don't think their offensive line is that good. They don't have a lot of offensive weapons. They should put a lot of pressure on that young quarterback. I feel better about this week.
Ben, what
Plus,
about
we've
you?
been there for 12 days.
Ben, do you feel better or worse about the Browns compared to last week and the Steelers?
Honestly, I feel worse about this week than I do last week.
What?
Because of the injuries?
Because of injuries. Yeah, I mean, defensively we couldn't generate much pressure based on their offensive scheme. Obviously, the ball was supposed to get out quickly, and Rodgers was great at that. So we couldn't get pressure. We didn't do enough to disrupt at the line of scrimmage to throw off the timing of those quick routes. And they were still able to expose some of the voids in our coverage. Now, that's defensively. And then offensively, we're going against a better defensive front. And we have a worse offensive line situation than we did last week. Now, the good thing is, though, last week we had to adjust on the fly on the sidelines with injuries. This week we can at least practice with the guys that we know they're going to be out there. Now let's cross our fingers that they don't get hurt, because if one of those guys gets hurt on the offensive line this week, wow, you might see Josh Oliver in there as a tackle or something. We might be going a lot of 13 personnel. I mean, CJ Hand might have to play center if that's the case. So I think because of so much uncertainty, I mean, this could be a 13-9 type of game.
Yuck.
And because I don't see either offenses really taking off. And I got a lot of respect for Judkins. I think that he runs really, really hard. I think that he's shown that he can run between the tackles and run on the edges. I know that Grenard he's probably not even on the injury report. If he is, I think he's not. He's fine. But like, I am concerned about him getting beat up so much during these games and not being 100%. And so if he can't stop the run and is not as effective on the edge as we've seen him in the past because of his whatever's banged up with him, and we've got Dallas Turner out there who's very spotty as well on some of the edge stuff, and we're facing a quarterback that they're probably going to be using with a bunch of RPOs and quarterback run game out on the edges. I don't know, guys. It's like, I think it's going to be sloggy. I think it might be sloppy on both sides, and it might be a quote unquote defensive battle. And again, it might be a low scoring affair. I'm hoping that I'm guessing that we're going to end up on top. I just don't know how we're really going to do it.
So based on what you just said and things that you've heard KOC say in the last 48 hours, are you in the camp that says that JJ McCarthy, regardless of how Wentz plays on Sunday, will start against Philadelphia after the bye?
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like. Sounds like they're basically, they have a plan with his ankle, and they're getting him involved with that plan slowly, and it sounds like he's progressing exactly the way that they want. It just doesn't sound like, the verbiage does not sound like the plan was for him to get ready to play against the Browns. Now, if he's out here doing more and he's getting some reps and he's doing some actual quarterbacking, then, maybe he's just like the healthy number 2 that can come in if Wentz somehow gets hurt. But I think the plan is right now for him to be 100% fully healthy when they play the Eagles.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep, get him back in there.
No.
I'm with you guys. The thing is, like, what we don't all know is, like, what is the extent of his pain and what's the extent of the actual injury. And if they were saying it's going to be what would they say, 2 to 4 weeks or something like that initially, then we'd be definitely right at that 4-week mark when he comes back from the bye. But again, logically looking at this whole thing and knowing what a high ankle sprain feels like, and knowing that he played throughout the rest of the game with hardly a noticeable limp, I'd put that on the lesser severe high ankle sprain. Which I would say, if he's healthy and he can push through it. Now, I say healthy, quote unquote healthy, as like, healthy in the NFL is not 100%. Healthy in the NFL is like, are you 85% and can go out there and play? I would like to think that he's at 85% now. And my hope was that he could play in this game to, again, knock the rust off his body against this team, and then take the bye week, and then that way you don't have to knock the rust off against the Eagles' front seven.
Yeah, it looks. There's so much obviously going on with their offense. are we going to be able to depend on our defense to create some scoring? Can we get Isaiah Rodgers to get a couple touchdowns for us again, right?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I talked about this pregame for both sides of the field with the Steelers and us. I mean, turnovers come in bunches usually. I mean, it's nice. I mean, I think the goal is to be consistent every game to have one or two takeaways, but it's not always the case. You might go a game or two where you get maybe one takeaway, and then all of a sudden you get four. And you're like, dang, and then you add it all up, and you're like, the averages look like it's like one or two a game, but in reality, it just comes in bunches. And so I did not expect us to come out again on fire and take the ball away. Now they did twice.
Yeah.
You know, they tipped the ball at the line of scrimmage and got a couple cheap interceptions, but it is going to take an effort like that. And that's kind of what I was talking to Jonathan Allen after the game. It's like, how difficult is that in game to not only want to rush the quarterback, but also know that you've got to be alert of quick game and 3-step and maybe get your hands up. Oh, and by the way, you got to stop the run. I feel like now the defensive linemen play softer in those scenarios because you are wanting to take your attention to the quarterback versus the run game, and which is why we got, ran over a little bit this last game. So that's why I'm a little concerned by what Stefanski's game plan is going to be based on what he saw with the Steelers and the fact that they have a pretty high quality running back. Well, better than what the Steelers had last week, and you saw the way they ran the football.
And we're going to have to get our defensive line to get their hands in the sky as well because we're facing a quarterback that's 5'10".
And he's a lefty. Which is a whole different dynamic. When you're looking at some of his big runs from last year. I mean, he had a huge run against Oregon State last year for like 60 yards. Where he had just a RPO where he just kept it on the little read option where he kept it on the edge, and there he is out the gate running on the offensive left side. I mean, it's just the whole thing is just like me driving here in England. Everything's reversed, and everything's going to be geared towards that left side. So you're going to have to design some blitzes and things to attack his blind side, which is just a complete mirror image of what we normally do.
Hey, Ben, do you think there's any frustration on this team with some of the star players?
I mean, why? Yeah, I guess why wouldn't there be? If I'm on this team and we're 2-2 and when we play well, we play well. Well, I guess first game was like we didn't play very well until the fourth quarter, but then you go out and just blow out a team, and then the other teams that we lose to, we get dominated at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Really, I'd be frustrated. I'd be like, what do we have here? Like, why are we so inconsistent? And again, talking to Thielen after the game. It sounds like the messaging from KOC was consistency in everything that they do. Personally, as far as groups go, coaches, everybody has to be more consistent. And that's different for everybody. I mean, I know it's like a lot of coach speak, but finding consistency in your routine and how you can play at the highest level every single day when we're on the road is difficult. And that's what he's asking these guys to do, because nobody wants to see a schizophrenic team where you're up one day and then you're totally down the next.
And you know what's driving Coach the craziest, and I've heard this a couple of times, the penalties, the stupid, especially pre-snap penalties. I think his head's going to explode if we have more of that going on this week.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I've even, I know you guys have all heard and felt the same thing. All of our fan base is feeling the same thing. Like, we're normally a very disciplined team,
right.
And I think we can all live with some of the physical plays that happen during the course of a play. Like, there's always going to be a holding call. There's always going to be an aggressive block in the back. Now, there's some egregious ones. I mean, on a punt return and you block a guy in the back 5 yards away from the ball carrier, it's just like, what are you doing? That's very clearly, you see the numbers that there are some bonehead plays, but maybe those don't hurt as much if you don't have all these pre-snap penalties. And we saw the flop on the who got called for that? Was that
it was Dallas, wasn't it?
No.
I know who
it was one of our DBs. I thought
Larry Reynolds.
It was Larry Reynolds.
Dusty Cowtown.
Oh, it must have been
Dusty.
Dusty.
Wasn't on the
Dusty
field.
was not. No, it's a different personnel group.
Steve
No, it was Murphy.
Lambernosi.
Wasn't it Murphy?
Byron Murphy, maybe it was.
No,
I think it was Byron
Lambernosi
Murphy.
didn't make the trip. He doesn't have a passport.
No, he doesn't have a passport.
I think was it Skoranek actually hit him, and then he turned and just like nudged him, and the guy like did a soccer flop on the field, and then he get called. So there are situations like that. You're like, come on, what are you doing? But again, you can live with those kind of one-offs if we didn't constantly commit all these pre-snap penalties.
Skronik sounds like one of those Bill Hader, Stefan bits, like
Yes.
New York's hottest nightclub is Skronik.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And then, God, I missed that bit. Bill Hader's the best.
Great bit.
Hey, Benjamin, since we only have you guys for a couple more minutes, what's it like being away from Twin Cities Live for so long? Again, I feel like I haven't seen you and Elizabeth pair up in months. My afternoons just aren't the same.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on,
Thank
man?
you. Well,
Come on.
as you've noticed, Major League Baseball's preempted our show both Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yep, that sucked. Instant turn off.
Yeah, no,
Flip the
thank
channel.
you.
Sorry, Channel 5, but
didn't
I'm
know
off.
Tommy
that.
was here.
I'm not watching baseball. Are you
What?
nuts?
Baseball's
I
great.
want to watch Twin Cities Live.
Ladies.
And the funny thing is, I think there's something else going on today. We have a show today, but I don't think it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be airing in every market because of baseball. So it's kind of a bizarre week. So it's actually a good week to miss because technically we've got 2 shows we got canceled. And then, today's show is going to be a little different too. It's still going to be like regularly scheduled, and we're still going to have a bunch of guests and stuff on there. But I don't know if everybody's going to see it. So like, it's weird. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, Chris. The whole time, the 6-hour time change thing is just weird. I mean,
Everything's strange.
You're trying to communicate with people back home, trying to talk to my kids, trying to talk to my wife, trying to keep up with them. But it's like, by the time they get done with school, like I'm winding down for the day,
For sure.
and it's like by the time they get done with all their activities after school, I'm going to bed.
Yeah. I hate to say this because again, looking at the gift horse in the mouth, but I'm ready to come home. I love doing these trips, and this is awesome. And I know it's a huge honor to be involved in this, but it is a long time to be away from home, and it's odd. I feel like I'm not getting enough done, or I'm doing too much, or one or the other. It's an odd thing.
Travel guilt.
Yeah, well, I don't even know, man. It's just it's a weird thing. I feel like I should be doing way much more than I am, and taking advantage of things like that. But on the whole, there's lots going on back in the Twin Cities that I could be taking care of.
Isn't it weird though? Like when you go to a place like Europe, you feel like every moment you waste, you're wasting it. But then you go to Las Vegas and you're like, I'm going to take a 4-hour nap,
Yeah.
and it feels incredible.
The best.
A 4-hour nap in the middle of the day in
Yeah.
England would be an absolute waste of a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Not even close.
You know what's kind of wild is there is obviously we all gain perspective when we do these trips like this, and no matter where you go in the world. But I was talking to a couple people. This was actually in Dublin, not so much here, but a couple of the locals. It's making small talk, and obviously by our accents and stuff, they all know that we're quote unquote foreigners, which is so weird because a side story. I was ordering dinner the other day when I was out on my own, out in the wild at the Cotswolds.
Ooh.
And the servers couldn't understand what I was saying, and I was so baffled by their confusion, and I'm like, man, that's how they feel. Anybody feels when they come over to America, and we just give them that side look, like, and then like they gave me the wrong drink.
Yeah.
So I was trying to order just a dirty martini. Like, I just want a dirty martini with Kettle One. Now, Kettle One was listed on their things. It was actually in one of their signature drinks. I'm like, I'll just do the Kettle One, but I'll do a dirty martini. And she was like, mumbled something. And I was like, just a martini, just a dirty martini. And she's like, okay. And she comes back with this pink, like, cosmopolitan looking drink.
Right.
Nailed it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
perfect.
And I'm like, I don't know how that got so lost in translation. but the point of the story is, and they're getting really long-winded here, is that I was talking to some people in Dublin, and they're like, man, when we go to America, we just can't believe like all the places you can go and see, and it's all still America. They're like, your guys' country is so beautiful, and there's so many cool things to see. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, we just don't take advantage of some of the things. Like, they were blown away by the mountains, the fact that, like, we can just jump on a plane and just go see the mountains.
Yeah.
In our same country with no passport.
Sure, yeah.
And we can go see something like the Grand Canyon, or, like, we have all this coastline, and we can go to so many beaches across both coasts.
Yeah.
And all of it is within just a quick plane flight. And we look at it as like such an inconvenience, like, I got to fly 3 hours to Florida, or like, I don't know. These people here would do it on a weekend.
Yeah, right.
And we're trying to plan out 7 to 10 days to go take advantage of something like that.
You just
sorry,
nailed something.
Chris,
I
go
just
ahead.
figured it out. No, I just figured something out when he said that. You know what I miss the most, and I didn't realize it until you said it, man. I have to wait to be taken somewhere. I miss having my car.
Yeah.
And isn't that
Yes.
weird? Like to be free to go out, get in my car, and go where I need to go right now and get stuff done. That is the kind of freedom that I take for granted every day that I'm missing right now. The ability to go to the bookstore if I want to, or to drive to get something to eat, or to use my own toilet, or do whatever. You know what I mean? Like I miss that freedom of having a car. I do miss that.
All,
So let me
all
tell you-
first world problems, but all real things.
Correct.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So when I rented the car and I went out west the last couple of days, so everything about it was stressful, right? I like driving on the wrong side of the road, the steering wheel on the right side of the car, like all of it was just so foreign, and like it took all my brain power just to make basically
Right.
not crash my car. The thing is, though, I did have a moment there where I'm just on the actual their highway. It was like a 4-lane highway, so I felt comfortable because
Sure.
I'm like, okay, I'm just going with the flow of traffic. And I had that moment where I started playing music, and I'm like, this is nice. I relaxed,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't care that I'm just sitting in a car and driving.
Right.
This feels so free. It's like I felt like I was riding a bicycle.
Sure.
You know that feeling of freedom when you're riding a
Completely,
bicycle?
yeah,
I
right.
felt like that when I was driving the car. I'm like, this is so much better than just being cooped up in my hotel room.
Right.
And I don't even care that I'm still sitting. I'm not doing anything. But this is really enjoyable.
Well, and I'll tell you, there's always the danger over here too, guys, and it's a real, very real danger.
Pit vipers?
No, of PA tickling your sides at any moment. I mean, honestly, we're with PA this entire time, and you just never know when he's going to look over the top of the toilet at you.
That's not
when he's
fair.
gonna
He
tickle
watch
your
you again?
side. Yeah, well, I don't know. He may be watching me right now. I just take for granted he's always there.
Don't you guys love, last thing, and we'll let you go, and I know you guys are going to go for the day. I always feel like international travel is a little bit like a New Year's resolution. When you're on vacation, you get the perspective, right? You're like, man, you know what? I should spend more time outside. I should walk more. I should reach out to so-and-so. Maybe I should be nicer to Sauce on the air.
What?
And then you get home, and that lasts about 24 hours, and you fall right back into the old routine, and you're like,
100%,
I'm never going outside. Sauce is an idiot. I got to rip him constantly. You know, like I love that moment when you're overseas and you're like, I need to change my life. Just like Jan 1.
Yeah.
Never sticks.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I could live here because of the weather, but other than that, I miss America.
Yeah. It's the best, man.
I miss America.
All
I
right.
miss you guys.
Chris, see you
I
tomorrow
miss you
morning,
too.
though,
Don't-
correct?
Yep, I'll be on
All right.
tomorrow morning. Don't forget to thank Bell Bank when you have Tom Pelissero on here at 8:20, okay?
You got it. All right, Benjamin, Chris, have fun, man. See you guys.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
All right. Fan 5 in a second. Tom Pelissero in like 15 minutes. This is the Power Trip. Morning Joe on the Fan.